Hi everybody, it's Cassidy Civet here, and I was just on Canada's Got Talent! I was delaying making this video because I've kind of got a little bit of nose snifflies from all the springtime allergies that are going around right now, but you know I only gotta make this video once, so might as well just go for it, right? I'm gonna talk about my experience being on the show, as well as giving a little bit of a warm-up to the reality TV show landscape that we have in Canada right now, because it's not really what you'd think. Let's get into the video. And thank you to this video sponsor, me. It's me, I'm the video sponsor. And I'd just like to remind you to subscribe, check out my music if you haven't. It's on all the services. Patreon, Twitter, it's where to find and support me. I know this video might get some traffic, so forgive the plug, but you know, a girl's gotta eat, gotta afford all these expensive auditions somehow. Now, let's get on to the story. The story begins with the Got Talent franchise as a whole, which at first you might hear about Canada's Got Talent and just assume, oh, that must have been on for, wow, so many years. But no, the season that I was on, which just aired a few days ago, is only the second season. The first season aired all the way back in 2012, only had the one season, and then just disappeared. It had 3 whole different judges and a different host, and it was branded after Britain's Got Talent, and not America's Got Talent, which the new version is branded after. Something I think is worth pointing out is the viewership of the original show. It premiered with 1.4 million people, and it had a low of the entire season of just 200,000 people. Woof. Heck, even the reboot doesn't have the full viewing figures out yet, but the first episode didn't even crack 1 million viewers. Talent shows and reality competition shows in general have a really mixed history in Canada. We had our share of wacky game shows in the 90s, and a lot of reality shows struggled into the 2000s. And so now we are kind of left with Amazing Race Canada, Big Brother Canada, and now Canada's Got Talent as the newest member of the Canadian reality show competition circuit. Though with the announcement of Eurovision Canada, it seems like there's a renewed effort to milk the Great White North for all of the reality TV show potential it might have. So, hey, maybe that's not the last you'll see of me. Hell, my favorite reality show, Survivor, has just started taking Canadian contestants. I've auditioned for it like 3 times, so hey, maybe you'll see me there. Obviously without the fursuit though. Here's where I enter the story. I didn't even know Canada was getting a Got Talent reboot. This is gonna be the most ridiculously Canadian prologue ever. But I was at a Mariana's Trench concert in Stanley Park with my artist friend, and when we were in the line, you know, waiting to go inside, it came up in the line that I was a singer. And so people were like, oh, you know, tomorrow's the last day to audition for Canada's Got Talent, right? And I had just come back from my convention trip as well, so I was kind of out of the loop on Canadian news and such, so to come back and find out, wow, Canada's Got Talent is happening, I was like, oh crap, I could do this. And so the next day, I did it. Audition tape. I recorded myself singing Arcade by Duncan Lawrence. I'm still fixing all the cracks. Silence ringing inside my head. All I know, loving you is a losing game. I figured I'd start with a cover, because if I'm going to go out there and sing in fursuit, I should do a cover that maybe people know and might impress vocally. That was my thinking anyway. The production really liked my song choice, and I was contacted almost immediately. They scheduled a Zoom call, or 2, they scheduled a phone call, or 3, and soon enough, I was headed to Niagara Falls for the live auditions. So a question that comes up with a lot of my trips is cost. And this is where I say that the CGT production did not cover a single of my travel expenses for this audition. Not my flight, not my room, pretty much nothing. The only expense that was offered to be covered was the required PCR COVID test to, like, get to the audition. They still made us test at the audition, but we needed to come equipped with an expensive paid test too. The test was like $150 for me. Unfortunately, the company that I got tested with in Vancouver never gave me the invoice, so I was not able to get that money reimbursed by the production, so R.I.P. me. Thankfully, my uncle used his air miles to pay for my flight from Vancouver to Toronto, so shout out to Uncle Jeff. For my room, I found a really cozy Airbnb right in the heart of Niagara Falls. I'm talking like a few-minute walk from the falls proper, and even a few-minute walk from where the auditions were happening. Perfect. I'm only there for 2 nights. So I arrived, landing by plane in Toronto, taking the public transit bus 3 hours from Toronto Airport to Niagara Falls, and it dawns on me, the audition is tomorrow. It's a big day already. I got out to explore a little bit that night, but tomorrow it's go time. It was nice though. I got to walk all over Niagara Falls, took some nice selfies with the lit up falls, and yeah, it was a good experience. Gotta make good use of my time here, right? I was only there for like 2 days. The next day, I wheel my luggage down to the audition place. It's in some big casino or something. I get all my stuff downstairs, do a rapid test on myself. Negative, of course.
It's happening.
Then it's time to get into suit and shoot an absolute butt ton of B-roll. I mean, geez. I would actually really love to see all this footage that they shot of me. My suit always looks great on camera. Check the iCard, whichever side it's on, for another video where I talk about wearing my full fursuit for a Netflix movie, only to be completely cut out of the finished project? I can't get the word right. Anyway, yeah, we did the whole shebang. Interview, walk-on, door opening, pre- and post-stage interview, TikTok interview with the producers, backstage interview. We did everything. It was a lot of filming, and I wore my suit the whole day. Ugh. I did have a bit of a sobering moment while on the casino floor waiting to film my walk-on video, though. I was standing in full suit beside a crew member, and this guy walks up to me just like with his girlfriend a few paces behind him. And he says, "Oh, if you get any closer, I'm gonna have to knock your lights out," in a jokish way, but I can see that his girlfriend is kind of looking at him like, why did you just go up to that person and say that? So they just walk away, and the crew member looks at me and they're like, you know, like, what just happened? Who is this guy? Did you know this guy? What happened? And I'm just like, it's kind of standard. You know, I'm a big furry target for all their toxic male insecurities, whatever. When you wear a fursuit in public, you kind of get used to, like, idle threats, I guess. Some people are just really miserable. Don't worry about them. I don't remember my exact response to the crew member. I just remember the inciting incident really well. I even got interviewed separately by another producer about the same incident, because if that had been a contestant on the show, I think they would have been kicked out. But it was just some rando casino guy and his rando girlfriend, so not much they could do. I'm just glad that there was a witness, and that's what being a furry can be like. You're just minding your own business, chilling out in suit, and someone comes up to you and they're like, I would punch you in the face if you got any closer to me. And that's not cool. So here we are backstage at Canada's Got Talent. Finally, we made it. I have been surviving the day off of Tim Hortons provided donuts and muffins. So I guess thank you to Tim Hortons, my favorite Canadian company. They put the mic inside the suit. We do a sound check in the empty hall. It's not that big a hall, honestly. And that's it. Now we wait. I'm backstage with the hoop dancer from the same episode, and the dance troupe, and the dancers from one of the earlier episodes. They recorded the auditions in random kind of production order, and then they edit them all for TV in whatever order they deem most entertaining. They're not in the same order, believe me. There's also usually a pre-judges audition round where the people perform for the producers, but that also did not happen with this particular competition. I think because Canada's been so long without a talent franchise that they're kind of taking it easy on this first season before ramping it up potentially, but you know, who knows if that's gonna happen. The last time Canada had a talent show, we only got 1 season of it, so there's really only one way to do better than that. I do the pre-performance interview, I don't remember much from it, then I walk out, and the judges don't know what to make of me. They ask my name and where I'm from. I try to introduce myself and talk about being a queer furry, but they're just not paying any attention. Howie is talking over me and trying to make jokes about the suit, like, oh, I think the suit speaks for itself, when one of the other judges tried to ask me to explain it. Like, let me explain it, Howie. You don't seem to know anything. No one on the judge panel really got a single good joke out. It was kind of really mean-spirited. It's kind of why I wasn't sure how much of my audition would actually make it to air, because I know that I was only on stage for about 2 minutes, and I know that the judges didn't look particularly great with the comments they were making, so I was curious what kind of edit I would get, and I think I got the best of what I could have gotten. to be honest. And so I began singing my song. The producers had asked me to change my song, so I was no longer singing a cover. They found out that I made original music, and so they really wanted me to sing one of my originals. So now I was out there, not only singing in full fursuit, but also trying to sell them on an original song that they had never heard before with no frame of reference. It did not go well.
But just because we're polite doesn't mean just anything goes.
Hidden world full of love and adventure, higher than mountains. Take flight.
Thank you.
4 buzzers!
Thank you so much.
I had barely gotten to the chorus before all 4 judges had X'd me, with Cardinal being the last one. And the first comment after being X'd out on national television is, "Can you explain the costume? Can you explain the costume? Can you tell us a bit more about the costume?" So it's just abundantly clear that they were not paying any attention to the song or my singing or anything. They were just so distracted by the suit and I guess the fact that I wasn't doing like backflips in the costume or something, and I was trying to sell them a performance, that they just weren't having it. So I just stand there putting up with their jokes. Howie makes a comment, "Oh, with a song like that, I wouldn't show my face either." And come on, Howie, we both know you weren't listening to the song, and you're also not a musician, so. The only thing that can be remotely called criticism is that one of the judges said that my act was, quote, "to Canada's Wonderland." Now, to me, that maybe just sounds like you don't have an imagination, but what do I know? I'll fully admit, I did kind of just stand there after they gave me the X's. I just kind of let them make their jokes, and I just... I've had a lot of hindsight and a lot of time to think about this and different ways that I would have done it, but having heard them focus so intently on the costume, on the fursuit, and ignore the singing and the music, I kind of felt like maybe that it wasn't an opportunity I needed to fight that hard for. Because obviously there's things I could have done. I had a second song choice that the producers had. Would have been my song We're Magic. I could have sang that. I could have taken my suit head off and sang like that and just seem really desperate, but you know, I walked on stage as a fursuiter and I'm gonna walk off stage as a fursuiter, so I held my ground and I let them make their comments. I said thank you to the judges. I bowed on stage because I just truly didn't know how to go out, and I just left. That was it. That was my audition for Canada's Got Talent. I had barely gotten to the chorus of my song before the judges decided that it was more important to try and have a stand-up joke battle about the person before them, instead of like actually paying attention to the talent. Howie was the most visibly irritated by me. I don't know what I did to deserve to be berated by him the way that I was, but you know, like I said, I'm just a target for people's insecurities, I guess. It's not like literally the day before my audition, Howie had posted on his Instagram a video of him walking around in a tail or something like that. Definitely not, right? When I walked off stage, I had my post-performance interview where I basically was like, you know, I'm not really shocked or surprised. There wasn't a pop musician on that judges panel. The only musician on the panel was a rapper, and he was the last one to hit his X. But if it had been like Nelly Furtado or Celine Dion or a Canadian singer telling me that my song was bad and my singing was bad, or just actual criticism, that would mean something. But instead it was just 3 judges without much to say and Howie Mandel making an ass of himself trying to find a joke with me somewhere, and that ain't nothing. There's a time in my life where I probably really would have been hurt by that sort of comments and feedback, but not anymore. I don't think there's a single judge up there whose opinion I care about that much, so in general, I'm okay with this experience. Like, really, I got to be the first furry ever on a Got Talent franchise, and I got to make it to air, and I got to be on national TV for 10 seconds. That's good enough for me. I went backstage, said my goodbyes to everyone. The crew was the most surprised, because having worked as a movie extra on TV and film for many years here in Vancouver, you know, I know how to behave backstage, so the crew all really liked me, and they were surprised at how quickly the judges dismissed it. But these are working people like me. I'm used to working with these people. They're not like fancy celebrity judges sitting meters away from someone on stage with a big red X waiting to just judge the talent, you know? These are working people. I'm a working person. They like me, I like them, and the judges just didn't see it. That's fine. It's a different bond, obviously. So I desuited, I got my $10 Tim Hortons gift card for participating, and I left. That was it. I think I still have that gift card around here somewhere, but it ain't worth fishing out. It's nothing special, it's just a regular card. All the people that I auditioned with in the room were super nice. But yeah, the whole thing was a pretty pleasant experience. It was pretty smooth, and the only bad part was just that the judges sucked. But you know, that's what happens. And you know, I actually performed the same song that I took in my audition for Canada's Got Talent, Let Your Heart Take Flight. I sang that out of suit for my local city talent show a few years ago, and I got third. I got third in the whole show with the same song that I did not even get 20 seconds in the audition of Canada's Got Talent with. So pretty funny, I'd say, and maybe not reflective of actual Canada, perhaps. It's been a few months since I lived it, and a few days since it was on air for the whole country to see, so I've had some time to process this now, and I still think that it was a positive experience overall. Part of me thinks I'd even consider doing it again, possibly, without the suit, if I'm feeling brave enough. I don't know. I said earlier I want to be a contestant on Survivor, so the suit's not obviously coming with me to that. Maybe this is just what my 20s are gonna be like. I'm just on reality TV now. Cool. Cool. I think a lot of people, especially on Twitter, thought that I was going to get a full audition segment, and I was trying to nip that in the butt, those expectations, because I lived it, and I had already asked production to take it easy on me, because I was like, okay, I know that you have the material to make me look really bad, but if you want to put me in a montage of Howie Mandel being a jerk, or if you want to just put me in like an X montage or something, like, that's fine. Just try not to make me look that terrible, you know? Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with the edit they gave me, considering what happened, and I'm glad that I get to tell my own story now, my own version of it, and maybe you'll catch me performing at a convention near you one day, who knows? Fun fact, I flew back home on November 11th, you know, so 2 nights, and then November 11th, I checked out of the Airbnb and flew home. I got to sleep in my bed that night, and then November 12th, it was immediately Halloween, which is the Halloween convention, which is local to me. It's a smaller con, and yeah, so I went from Got Talent, plane trip, immediately back to a local convention. I know it was a Halloween convention in mid-November, don't worry about it. It was still really hype. I DJ'd, I ran the dance competition, I ran my best season of Survivor to date, I hosted people in my room every night. That was totally cool. This is just what I do. I like to live the pop star life as best as I can, or, you know, struggling pop star life, I guess you could say as well. Yeah, I like fly somewhere, do the music thing, fly home, and then it's back to cons, back to work, whatever. That's like my life right now. This is really why I want y'all to support me on stuff, okay? For real though, if you made it this far into the video, holy smokes, congrats. Thank you for lasting this long. You did it. Now, if the life of a wannabe furry pop star seems intriguing to you, then why not consider supporting in some way, like I said at the beginning of the video. You can subscribe, you can listen to my music, it's on all the streaming services. I got Patreon, I got Twitter, there's a myriad of ways to support me. I got merch on Redbubble, I got CDs and merch on Bandcamp, and other cool stuff in the description. I've got stuff that I really like to do, a lot of really exciting projects that are slowly coming together right now, and if you'd like to help me be me, then please consider supporting. Like, look at all these beautiful Patreon names going by right now. Wow. Shout out to my top patron, Aiko. Yeah, look at all those names. Love you guys all from the bottom of my heart. And now, this video has gone on long enough, so thank you everybody for watching and making it this far. Goodbye, and I will hopefully see you guys at a convention soon. FWA is coming up. Will be there. I should be there. And the BLFC's after that. Still gotta get my flights. And yeah. Follow me, stay tuned, watch some more videos on my channel if you want to learn more about my life and stuff. Alright guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for watching this awesome video about my experience on Canada's Got Talent.
Thank you so much.